To the music by Joshua, Mikel and Core, and we're very excited for the show tomorrow, and I'm going to just open it up to the press to ask questions, but before they do, I'd like to ask you to tell us about your latest tour Back on the Road and your experience in India so far and what we can expect.
Oh, that was a lot. Well, thank you first of all, thank you all for coming here. Great pleasure to be back in Mumbai and India. As you can imagine, it is more than wonderful for us to be back on the road after 3 years without traveling around outside of Denmark. So we have been very excited for this tour. We've been so far in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Philippines before we came to India. And actually, I think this tour to the northeastern part of India, where we just did 3 shows, have really exceeded all our expectations for coming back on the road. And we've had some fantastic shows in these cities up there, in Manipur and Mizoram and Assam. So right now we're just overexcited about being back here. And yeah, can't wait to play around these bigger cities here in the south and western part of India. So it's going to be fantastic.
It's also been a while since we were here last time. Too long time ago. I don't even remember.
2010 maybe? 2010.
2010?
Yeah.
I think that is last.
Okay.
Yeah. So what can we expect from the show tomorrow? What are we...
We expect a great audience. And
it's depends, right?
depends of the audience, right?
Yeah.
We have no Bollywood dancers on stage.
No. We are just the 4 guys on stage. We bring a bass player so that we don't have to do playback, and then we play a lot of music, and the songs that we picked for this tour is the songs we think people might know from early on, and a few that we think people should know. So that's why we put them on the set list. And that's what's it going to be about, music and reconnecting with our audience here.
Hello sir, welcome to India. So my first question would be from 1988 to 2022, MLTR has come a long way. How would you describe your journey of all these years?
Describe the
journey.
journeys. Yeah.
I mean, it's been really fantastic, and for us, mind expanding, because we were almost kids when we started. We were in the beginning of our 20s, and we had never traveled around the world. So we thought Denmark was the center of the world, and that we were the center of the world. And all this traveling, all these years changed that. So now we've seen the world, and I think it's matured us as human beings. So we're very grateful for the fans who made it possible.
How do you feel your music has evolved over time? In a similar vein, how important is it to keep reinventing to be in sync with changing times, audiences and tastes?
Honestly, I think we are not very good at keeping in sync musically. We try emotionally, but I think it's 25 years ago we gave up on trying to follow the new trends. So we basically just play the songs that Jasper writes as honest as possible. And we don't depend on new machines or new sounds. We just play them, like classic pop songs.
It's very important for us not to develop.
Not many bands survive for a very long time. So what would you say is your secret?
Excuse me?
Not many bands survive for a very long time.
You've been playing for such a long time, and your music is so relevant for...
So what's your secret?
No, but the secret is what you just said. The music is still relevant. That's the answer, because if music didn't matter to people, we wouldn't be here.
So what about your creative differences, if there are any?
Sorry?
Creative differences?
I mean, for us, it's we don't have an answer to why is this possible, or what did we do to make this happen, for that we could create music that lasts for so long, and that's still a mystery for us. So it's hard to be really smart and tell the recipe of doing it. It's more like just accepting it as a mystery or a coincidence or a miracle or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you meet some persons and you feel that you click with this person. I think that is the case, that we click, or our audience click with the songs. And we don't know why, it just happens.
I feel like, so to add to what Yora just said, I have a friend who has your entire playlist, and that's her entire playlist for the last 25 years, I think. And I ask her, why is it that you don't listen to any other music? She's saying the thing that I grew up listening, and she's saying I cannot get over the songs even today. So it's like that. And she is coming tomorrow, and every time we tell her, hey, try some more, a different thing, and she'll be like, no, I listen to MLTR only. So it's been.
So this is a really true die-hard fan.
Yeah, she's a huge fan.
Yes, great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope she'll get a good concert.
Yes, she's actually excited for
Actually,
it.
you have many fans like that, especially in Asia. I think your music is extremely popular in this. Is there a reason for
It's
that?
the same thing with me. Also, only listen to my verse.
So I actually have to ask, what is it about India that keeps getting you all back here, or to even Bombay in that sense?
I mean, do we know? I mean,
I guess it's the people.
Besides Derek.
Yeah.
of course it's the people.
And people like Derek. So yeah, I mean, it's the mystery that Kåre mentioned. We don't really know the recipe, but it works, and we're just very grateful.
When we go to Asia, for example, like in Indonesia, Singapore, places like that, we can see they have a tradition of singing karaoke, for example.
Okay.
And our songs are very popular in karaoke bars all over Asia, Southeast Asia, and China. So that's one explanation we can give, but as far as I know, it's not exactly the same here in India. And so that explanation doesn't work here.
So I have to tell you all this this thing that happens, and Abhiris will agree. In Catholic weddings that happen in Bombay, there's a section in the wedding where your songs play, and that is the most challenging part for a guy, as say 13-14-year-old, because he has to ask the girl how to dance. So as a 13-year-old, that was the biggest challenge that happened. But after we crossed that, it was all good. So it was all 5 to 6 songs, that we could dance with that person. It is that popular.
Yeah.
So
At the wedding,
at the
party,
wedding.
after the wedding.
It's the ball section of
The ball
the wedding. So it happens till today. It has been happening.
So we just want to request that we stay with questions for the
Yes.
band.
Okay.
Yes.
So just the questions,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I want to ask you, what is your favorite thing about Mumbai? In
I'm
terms of
sure
food.
it's our fans here that we're going to meet tomorrow, because it's been too long time since we were here last time. And I remember we had great show here. I think we only played one actually real live show here before, but that was wonderful, and so that's what I miss the most. The city, we don't know it so well actually, because we were only here 2 times before, I think, and it's such a huge city that we still have to explore it much more. It's hard to say.
We went there today, and I got the impression that it's like the whole world in one place. So we've got everything. You got everything. Colors and spices and people, rich, poor. I mean, everything is in Mumbai. You don't have to travel very far to see a bit of everything.
So
it's
now
really
that you're set to
colorful.
play live tomorrow, what would you say you love about doing that, about playing live?
But it's actually very special for us coming to India because it's the only place in Asia where people are standing up at the shows. Our audience used to, sit down. So that's one thing I love a lot about playing in India. I don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow, but it's been a standing audience so far. And that's absolutely amazing because our songs, we got lots of love songs, slow songs, ballads, but still they create an atmosphere as if it was a real tough rock song or something like that. And I just love that. And it's only in India. It happens, yeah.
Yeah, we're special like that.
So you released a song last year called Children of Tomorrow, Utopia. Could you just tell us something about that song?
Yes, well, it's the latest song we did.
Yeah.
And it's like a dedication to all the children of tomorrow, and it's a bit serious song. It's not about a man, woman, or it's not about a relationship. It's about the world and the condition of the world. Because like anybody else, we have a concern for the way things are changing pretty fast. So we hope for the best, and we express that in the song.
Are you writing any new songs? Like the last album was Still, which was 2018. So like anything coming in the next 2023, what are you planning?
So the title of this album Still means that we're standing still.
Still.
Yeah, it's not it's not sparkling. It's still.
It depends also on the songs. And we don't agree that we should not make any more music. We will make music if we have some nice music. We'll make it. But we're so busy with the old songs.
So, independent music bands in India particularly have to constantly struggle a lot for concerts and for sponsorships and backing. What is it like for you back home?
When you started,
independent
bands find it very difficult
Exactly.
to find a stage. So what was it like? What was your experience like?
I think we were quite lucky in that sense because after we only had the band for 3 months, we got a manager, and after another 6 months, we had a record deal. So it went so fast in the beginning for us. And then our first single was a big hit. That was a very lucky start of our career. And so we struggled before that a few years, recording the first album. We almost got fired by the record company and all that. So we've been through a lot of difficult times recording the first album, but once our career got started, it really just took off quite fast.
Lokesh?
Yeah. So I would like to add, based on the challenges that you faced in getting here, any advice to the Indian fans, Indian upcoming music bands, what they should do, what they should not do?
It's a very different world today because we send a demo tape to a record label. Today you have all the digital stuff, and I don't have one good advice. Make some good music and be very, very lucky.
And maybe learn to play. I think because when we started like Kct, we had 2 years of struggling. We played a lot of concerts for 3 people. Nobody when we played up because we were unknown, but we still played. And I think it takes a lot of work, and it's like being a good carpenter. You have to spend some time getting good at what you do. And I think these days maybe the internet is, it's quite easy to make something that sounds quite decent on a computer. but you don't. Maybe you don't have 10 or 20 songs in you to do that. So I think it's become easier. So my advice would be just find something, some music that you really like, and spend a lot of time getting good at it.
Today there are stars in the social media who are doing very well in the charts. So anything you have in mind for yourself, for your band, to promote yourself? Of course you don't.
On social media or just in
social
general?
media?
No, we try to be there and have presence online, of course, because it's a great way for us in Denmark to connect with fans in Asia, for example, and all around the world. So we tried our best to be there and to interact with people and stuff like that. But it's a very different world for us, and it's our children think we are very embarrassing when we are online and all that. But we have fun doing it, and we are, of course, we try to just to go along and to do our best.
It's a little bit boring to follow us on social media.
Yeah, I hope everyone here is following.
We don't post from the fitness center,
Yeah.
and we don't post our breakfast and stuff. I think we're very boring.
Yeah.
Great, we're going to take one last question.
Hi.
Last
My name's Savvy. I would like to welcome you to Mumbai. Mumbai is very excited to have you here.
Thank you.
I have messages pouring in from all distant friends, family members who got to know that, going to be part of this interaction. So, your music has not just been a music, it's been a journey for a lot of people, right from somebody who's grown up listening to this music to somebody's careers have been a part of your music. I mean, there's something which you've kind of connected with everybody. Your music is not just pure, it's something that that's a memory that you've given many people. So we would like to thank you, really, for the kind of...
To hear. Also,
One last thing I would like.
Yeah.
So an experience when we perform live now, we experience 3 generations actually
Absolutely.
at the concerts. It's really amazing.
One of Gen Z is out here and he's really excited. He's listened to Sleeping Child. Some days a bit shy to tell you this, but then he's really excited about the kind of music. And when I, showcased your music, he was superb. And I think you're going to have a good crowd of mix from Gen Z to
Yeah, we've definitely seen the relevance of your music across generations and across time. That's, at least in India, it's very popular. So that's great.
I actually have a funny little story about this. My son and I, we went to Mumbai today, and we were walking around downtown, and he was having some food. And while we were waiting for the food, somebody you're people from my university. Yes. How did you find me? And he had before in advance he had printed three photos of the band. And I said, how did you find me? I said, I just heard that you were going to play in Mumbai, so I thought if I was lucky, maybe I would meet you down here. So I got an autograph on the street, and I said, what a coincidence.
Yeah. But we want to know, in your downtown, is there an Indian food that you have particularly liked? See, we're all foodies in India, so we all love to know what the bands like.
When I eat street food, I usually just have a samosa or something.
There we go. Okay.
One last question. Yeah.
Okay.
So you all are returning to the stage after 3 years, and the pandemic has been such a huge thing that happened happened in all of our lives. Did it influence you all in any way in terms of your music or life? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it has been a very, very quiet period of time. So I think we spent time differently. Me as a songwriter, I wrote some songs in Danish actually, and released some songs in Danish. Just to that's something I wanted to try, and this time the pandemic was good for that. So.
We try to forget it.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people have been wondering for artists what it was like, you know, because there was a lot of, for some it was very creative, for some it was very, very intense, you know, so what was it like for you, and are you happy to be back on the road?
It was no
I think with that.
It was no fun. This is what we do, is playing music, and when we cannot play music, it's not good.
So we are we're very, very happy to have Michael Learns to Rock. Once again, we hope you come back again and again. And look forward to Also, I'd like to let you know that we also have Andrea Hosking here with us, who is opening for Michael Learns to Rock tomorrow. And Andrea, if you'd like to say a few words before we, would you just like to say hello to the media and come up and just tell us just maybe a line about what you're planning to do?
Hi. I'm Andrea. It's my first time in India and first time in Mumbai. I just have to say that I absolutely love your food. I don't know what it is. It's like this pancake with like potatoes and stuff in it. That. Every morning I've had it for breakfast. I'm obsessed. As soon as I sit down, the waiter comes over, brings it to me. I'm like, yes, he's my guy. Well, I'm very excited to be opening for them. I absolutely love the band. I grew up listening to them. So once again, guys, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm open to answering anything.
Yeah, we've got to close the conference.
No worries.
But we're looking forward to your music.
Thank you.
And thank you again for your time and for doing this before a show. We know that there are many things on your agenda, but thank you so much for making the time today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and welcome to India to you guys too.
So, okay, you need photos or?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So if we can just have the band starting. Should we, can we move the table?
Little bit here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, are we getting it?
Yeah, sir, here. Hold, sir. Sir, look here. Done? Done.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.